What is up, guys? Welcome back to the 1-2 Punch podcast. On this side of the couch, as always, we got Finn. And on that side of the couch, as always, we got...
your boy Juan.
Thank you. Welcome back to episode 15. We got a lot of fun segments today. We're going to be recapping the most recent fight night, which was Aljamain Sterling versus Zalal. Then we're going to be getting to our GOAT/Mount Rushmores for the women's divisions. And finally, and most importantly, some would say, we're going to be giving our predictions for Prates vs JDM, which is a great
card.
Top to bottom, there's names. There's finishers. There's lots of fucking New Zealanders and Australians who always bring the heat.
Always bring the heat.
And there's a lovely Brazilian who smokes cigarettes.
Oh, I know.
What more could you possibly ask for from Fight Night? But that's going to be later. So stick around after we do our predictions and our GOAT list. Like and subscribe, as Juan always says.
And comment below. Hit the notification button. Let us know exactly what you want us to know, and we will tell you nothing about it because we care about only our opinions and only our thoughts. Because we are fans
of ourselves.
Fans.
Just jumping right into this most recent Fight Night, which I thought was solid
overall. It was a very solid
I can't
card.
complain. We got Talita Alenkar versus Julia Palastri. Honestly, decent fight. Not going to spend too much time on these prelims of a fight night for obvious reasons. The decision definitely went the right way. Palastri was scrappy, but just couldn't put together a solid performance for 15 minutes. I'm going to take a wild guess and say Juan didn't watch that fight.
No, I did not.
Next up.
I was busy.
It was a really busy weekend, y'all, but we are still here. That's probably why this episode is going to be coming out later in the day, just because we had to catch up on these fights, and it's just been a crazy week for us. But, bro, my semester is about to be over. I'm gonna be watching all these fights 3 times this summer, bro.
I also am done with semesters. You might not know how old I am, but I'm not that young and I'm not that old. I'm right in the between.
That's true.
So
I don't even know what age. You're not like a young man. You're just a man.
You're just
a man.
I'm just a tall boy.
You're definitely not an old man or a middle-aged man or a coming-of-age man or a teenage man or a woman.
I am a woman.
You're just a man.
No, and I think the cool thing about it is summer's around the corner. So
I'm so excited.
We're all going to get tanner.
I'm so excited. I need to get tanner.
I know. I need more ink.
You're going to be so dark this summer, bro.
I am going to be I'm only going to be outside. Especially we're moving, so me and my fam are moving, so I'm very excited.
A lot of big things going on inside and outside of the 1-2 Punch podcast universe for us.
We'll keep you guys updated with some stuff, maybe on our personal stuff, but mainly we're going to get back to this one decision I did not like of the card, which was the welterweight fight against Max Griffin and Victor Venezuela.
I think it's Valenzuela, but I infected you with calling him Victor Venezuela. So we're just going to go with it because I
like it better.
Your last name should be Venezuela.
Double V. V for you got. Yeah, but mainly abstinence if we're really talking about it. I thought Max was winning this one. I thought he was up on the scorecards. And he was edging out exchanges, winning more exchanges. Victor kept throwing punches that he wasn't landing.
I feel like Max Griffin was blocking a lot of these punches. Yeah. It was a really close fight.
Well, I thought the takedowns on Griffin's part were adding up.
Did he do a lot of damage on top? I don't particularly remember
He had Victor bleeding several times.
He was kind of busted up a little bit, I think. Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because of the head clashes, because Victor kept running his head into his face. So this was such a weird fight for me. Look, I still think it was competitive on both sides. Definitely. It just depends on how you're judging it. And we always say, look, don't leave it to the judges. If you really want to win the fight, win the fight. Max was a little bummed out that he lost it, but at the same time,
he didn't definitively win the fight. I thought it was close.
Yeah, same thing.
I wouldn't call it a robbery, honestly.
Oh, never.
It was just a close fight. Debatable fight. And shout out Max Griffin, honestly.
40 years old doing...
That's what I was going to say, man. He's 40, and I mean, he looks solid against a younger guy. I mean, not a world beater by any means, but still, making a career out of this, which is what we like to see. Next up, we got Francis Marshall versus Lucas Brennan.
This was a weird fight to watch.
It was a really weird fight to watch.
I don't know if the first exchange Lucas pulled guard, but basically Lucas was on the bottom trying to do some weird jiu-jitsu stuff. And
0 for 6 on takedowns, only landed 20 strikes in total. That's kind of nasty work.
Oh, okay. So there was a really cool moment where they were in the clinch, and Lucas Brennan was pushing Francis against the wall. As he's doing that, he's like trying to take him down, but because Lucas threw a knee so high to Francis, he like
just caught him,
and then just dropped him.
That happened in another fight.
This was so fun. And then they got to the ground, and it was kind of cool as we grapple sometimes. Let's call it. It's fun to watch it. Some of the exchanges of Lucas, but after that, Francis shut him down.
Yeah.
And just Lucas had no answers at all.
Yeah, it seemed like it got less competitive as the fight went on, and I'm kind of going back through my mind, and it seemed like Francis Marshall really started getting the range down after a while, and he was just I think he was landing his 2 like over and over again, if I'm remembering correctly. So
it was just funny to see Lucas like feint in front of him, like, you're not gonna hit me, not gonna me, and then immediately gets spiked to the head. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Next up, very fun fight that I enjoyed quite a bit. We were talking about this fight right before we started recording, which was Cody Durden versus Jafel Filo. Filo was the favorite coming into this fight. Cody Durden, if you guys didn't know, was a late notice.
A lot of upsets.
He was a late notice replacement. Yeah, for sure. And Cody Durden won the fight, won decision. I mean, not like it was a very clear decision.
Yeah.
I thought it was clear.
I thought it was
a competitive fight, but I thought
that's what I'm trying to say.
They picked the right guy is what I'm trying to say. And just really impressive stuff from Durden overall. They were really hyping up Filo's jiu-jitsu pre this fight, and I get why. I think this is a guy that almost knee-barred Mokaev at flyweight. Wow. So, I mean, that's very impressive. These guys are usually flyweights, I believe. I think it was moved up to bantamweight because it was late notice for Durden. And Durden has done this before, coming on like 4 days' notice, a week's notice, and getting a win. So, just really impressive stuff by him. And, yeah, okay, it definitely was late notice because now I remember that he didn't even have time to get his usual corner, his usual coaches in his corner. His wife was in his corner.
Oh, wow.
For this fight, which usually never goes well. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember Mike Perry
did that back in the
day. And I was like, dude, this girl does not know what's going on. Mike, go! It's like, really, they should be having in the corner is Eddie Alvarez's wife.
Yes.
Bro. They'd have to turn down the microphones.
Dude, it's like, hey, don't forget to take out the trash later today.
Nah, bro.
Like, hey, this weirdest thing happened to me during the walk-in, and then Eddie's nose is just broken.
Have you heard the clips of her?
No.
Dude, you got to look it up after this. Specifically, Eddie Alvarez's wife. You can hear her like screaming in the crowd in every single one of his UFC fights.
Oh my god!
I'm not exaggerating. Like she literally goes like, Eddie, like from the stage. No joke. Like bro. Just a blood curdling scream of this man's name from the crowd every time. You have to look up. There's a compilation of it on YouTube. It's very funny.
Say my name.
Honestly, I don't have too much to say other than like shout out to Durden. He's such a fucking scrapper, such a fun fighter.
And this
usually
was
at flyweight, and he's fought a lot of good guys. Lost to some of them, beat some of them. I just have a lot of respect for him as a fighter.
Oh, 100%. I think it was a very competitive, grappling, technical exchange.
Yeah.
Cody was just adding the ground and pound. I think File would have done a lot better if you would have anticipated some of the ground and pound that came in. But it's hard. It's hard because you're matching jiu-jitsu and wrestling together. While jiu-jitsu is going to be on the bottom and you're kind of working your game, while wrestling is going to allow you to add those exchanges, those punching exchanges. And I think little by little, Cody just started taking the upper hand with as the round had with one, driving File to the mat and then also ground and pounding whenever he could.
Yeah, I feel like I say it so often, but like genuinely just seemed like his willingness to just go forward and be aggressive won him this fight. And like you said, just stylistically, it just allowed him to land more damage because he was just going forward and pursuing the 100%. Takedowns and ending up on top, like you said. So I totally agree. Next, I'm interested to see who both these guys get matched up with.
They're both really talented too.
Yeah,
so
I think not someone to be doubted. Yeah,
I think just speaks to how good Cody is, and it speaks to how good File is. That hopefully their next fights they get a really good matchup to really show, and especially in the bantam.
I think they're flyweights actually.
Oh yeah.
Just because of the bump up.
I think in the flyweight division it'd be really nice to have more grapplers that are just as aggressive, and they were both aggressive in their own respective grappling styles. But it'd be really nice to match it up so they can let some more of that shine.
Yeah, and that is why. God, I'm blanking. Dude who's fighting Joshua Van. That is why Tyra scares me, because he is a really, really good grappler.
Yes.
In that division. Like, we saw what he did to Moreno. That was nasty.
And Moreno is a good grappler.
And we've seen Moreno is literally known as like a great anti-grappler or grappler himself. You know what I mean? And he got
mauled.
I know. That fight, bro.
I was mad. I was like, bro, let me buy you some Legos. Legos? Win the fight, and I'll get you some Legos.
Yeah. Next up, we got Mayra Bueno Silva versus Michelle Montague. Do you have anything to say about this fight? I don't really remember much about this fight. I'm gonna be completely honest.
It was a really good submission. I just forgot what was the submission.
It was a decision. She landed 108.
Oh no, the next fight was a decision.
Yeah.
It was a fun fight. Just the volume was taking over.
Yeah, man. She threw 161 strikes, man. Shout out Michelle Montague.
Sometimes you just gotta throw it and hope it lands.
Next up, this fight went pretty much exactly how I was expecting to go.
This was insane.
Jackson McVeigh versus Cedric Dumas. If you guys don't know, Jackson McVeigh and really both of these guys are like pretty much finish or be finished. So I did say, and this is obvious. I'm not like patting myself on the back, that I thought this fight was gonna be over in the first 2 rounds. And yeah, Jackson McVeigh submitted him in 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
Damn near knocked him out.
What was the choke? Was it a Darce?
It was a Darce.
Okay, yeah.
It was a Darce, and also McVeigh, to get him to the ground, he shot like a very cheeky short uppercut and just dropped.
Oh yeah, he did. He was trying to put him out with the ground and pound, and then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna."
And then Darced him. It was amazing.
He tapped real quick.
And these guys are tall for middleweight too. They're like 6'2", 6'4".
McVeigh is huge. Both these guys are big. So yeah, that was a fun.
I'm excited to see McVeigh. This is one of my first times watching McVeigh really kind of be out there.
It's his first win in the UFC.
He is a ¿cómo se llama? Not allowed to say. I don't know. I don't see a lot of didn't get some TMS.
It's not like we got that much information from this fight. He has power and he is a good submission.
Yeah.
That's really Dumas didn't really do anything. So
people will be surprised. Darces are hard to finish in the MMA scene sometimes because the defense for it's pretty simple. But with that rocking him and then
I think he was not in a place to be defending at that point.
Dude, I know. It was fun. I loved it. I'm very excited to see McVeigh come up in the
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he can do, because he was someone that was matched up with really, really good people when he entered the UFC. I think he was a replacement or something like that. So like we talked about last week, he was fighting, I can never remember bro's name, Bruno something, the guy that knocked out RoboCop recently. So he had the guy that looks like
Silva?
Yeah, I think that was
his name.
Yeah, he got knocked, or he got armbarred by him. But it's that's insane fight in your first 2 UFC fights. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see how he looks against a little bit stiffer competition. And I know he's no disrespect, not that good, but I hope they keep Cedric Dumas in the UFC. He's just a really fun fighter to me. Maybe. I know he's keeps getting arrested outside of his.
Oh my
UFC
God, I didn't know that.
So maybe they're not gonna keep him around because they don't want to deal with that. But he's not in prison, obviously. They're letting him go.
They're letting Rodriguez come back.
That's true. Oh my God,
8 months in Mexican prison.
That sounds like a fake story.
That's
honestly.
like a U.S. prison got abandoned, and then they put people in there, and then they fed them whatever they could find. And then that's where Danny Rodriguez was.
And then all of the guards also probably should be in prison.
Yeah, no, they're the guards. They're the guards. The prisoners are guards. They did the Stanford
I'll
project
take your
in
word
real
for
life.
it. Jesus Christ. Maybe you can say that about other prisons too. But anyways, next up we got Rodolfo Vieira versus Eric McConaughey. This was an interesting fight. Who was it that got dropped? Somebody got dropped like very quickly in the first round, but I can't remember which one dropped the other one. Yeah, Vieira knocked down McConaughey very early in this fight, was dominating the first round, and I was thinking while watching this fight, I was like, I've seen this from Vieira so many times. He is a very strong front runner, but his gas tank is not the greatest. That's and even in this fight, not to interrupt you, but he looked like which is crazy to say because he's huge, but he looked like he slimmed down a little bit to me, actually. What I was thinking. And his cardio was still not up to snuff against McConaughey, who won those second 2 rounds, and I thought it was the right decision.
I always tell a lot of the guys, or a lot of guys that I coach, or a lot of people that I help out with in any way, is like, your cardio is genetic to you. It doesn't magically just improve. There's not like an unlimited amount of extra cardio you can add.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's not that I can run and then become okay with like not breathing heavy at like round 2, round 3. But Vieira needs to know this is his style, this is who he is, this is his cardio, and try to do things differently for himself, because this has happened too many times now to not be addressed by your team, by your coaches, and be like, all right, dude, you're gassing out way too. You're doing very, very well, and you gas out, and it gives them opportunities to kind of like flood you and start pushing you back and start giving you problems. So,
do you think he needs to like pace himself more, or just like burn out for the first round finish?
I think,
or just decide on one of those depending on how it's going.
And that's what I think. That's the 2 options that you have is either one, just go balls to the wall and just try to get your finish, get your win, or second, be more efficient, because his cardio is based off what he's doing, and if his cardio, because Vieira's talented,
he's pretty solid, honestly,
but every time second round comes around, he's just slower and slower and not wanting. It might be a mental thing, who knows. Same
thing happened against Fluffy Hernandez, who obviously is like great fighter, so no shame in losing to him, but people were shocked, and I mean myself included, when Hernandez submitted him, because this is a multiple-time jiu-jitsu world champion. So but he was so tired. I mean, that's what they always say of like, I can't remember the exact saying, but something about like, once you get tired, like everyone is, I don't know, like you could get knocked out or whatever, no matter how good you are. If you're exhausted, like anything can happen. You know what I mean? You can get got.
Once you're done beating me up, I'm gonna knock you out.
Gotta fucking paint that on the wall at this point.
I clicked the wrong button.
No, you're good. I got you. But yeah, that was a fun fight, and I thought it was the right decision.
No,
it was a pretty clear.
It was a fun fight as always.
Next up, maybe my favorite fight of the night, just from a fun factor. We got Juan's favorite division. You already know,
my
heavyweight.
Flabby.
We got Ryan Spann, who moved up a weight class and fought and knocked out Marcus Buchecha, who,
oh my God, was torching the heavyweight division.
This fight went pretty much how I thought it was gonna go. I kind of was a doubter of Buchecha just from who he had lost to before, and Ryan Spann is a really dangerous fighter. Another finish or be finished type of guy.
Yeah.
And goddamn, did he finish him, bro? 100%. He sent him flying.
He looked great in this weight division.
He looked really
physically,
good, man.
He looked great. Like, he didn't look, when he was at the 205, right?
Yeah.
He looked more fat and flabby than he was in this division.
I don't know. I could see the gut on him here, but it was working for him,
But his gut was hanging.
He's still athletic, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like, he's super athletic.
His arms are huge.
And, dude, this guy was, like, genuinely keeping up with the jiu-jitsu world champion in the exchanges.
Yeah, he was on top most of the time.
Like, he probably shouldn't have been doing it from, like, a fight perspective, but, like, he had a heavyweight jiu-jitsu world champion death rolling out of front chokes multiple times in this fight. That is genuinely so impressive that he had him in a position. He was guillotining him, and Buchecha was like, I'm just going to have to spin my whole body and hope I don't break my neck because I'm not getting out of this guillotine in another way.
And you know what I say to that? He's a fighter. You're going to be a martial artist. You can be a jiu-jitsu, judo,
that's true.
This, that. But you're a fighter. I will fight you in any aspect of the fight that it takes me to, and I will win because that is my X factor that I can control, and I'm going to dog your shit. Ryan Spann, amazing. And we had actually. I want you to tell me, how do you feel? What do you see when that knockout came? Oh my god!
I was like, whoa. That's a powerful man right there.
He turned Buchecha into a rag doll, and Buchecha did not want to be anymore.
Bro.
I think he found Ryan. I think Ryan Spann's gonna do amazing in this weight division.
I'm looking at these rankings right now. Marcin Tybura, that's such a funny one because I think that would be a good next fight because it would get Ryan Spann in the rankings if he wins. But Tybura is genuinely like a tough test.
Yeah.
Like he's very hard to finish. That would be solid. You could say fuck it and just put him against the guy that Tybura just fought, Tyrell Fortune. I think that's a fun fight.
I think he would win that fight.
Ranked number 11, you think Spann would win that fight? I would agree. Derek Lewis, I don't want to do... It would be fun. No, Derek Lewis
is fighting the...
I know, yeah, I know.
Who is it? Hokett.
Yeah. Shithead, yeah. Blades.
Oh my god!
Honestly, that's a fun fight.
That'd be a fun fight. I think Ryan Spann is gonna do very well.
Competitive fight, honestly, which is making me rethink that. Yeah, you might be able to do better than I thought.
Because he stopped takedowns.
Yeah.
At a technical
solid
level,
clip. Yeah.
And a strength level. I think Ryan Spann found his weight division. I want him to do very well in his class. He's always been a likable guy. He's just 205. They're too fast for him. They're
a little too technical for him too. I think honestly, I was thinking about this earlier because he does have such a finish or be finished style. Mm-hmm. So I think in some ways, obviously going up to heavyweight, there's more power. There's inherently more danger in that. But I feel like level. I don't know if that's entirely true because I think the guys at 205 are almost just as powerful.
Yeah, but
they're more technical and more
faster.
Skilled. So yeah, now that I'm saying it, like I honestly think the risk to reward for him at heavyweight is better because he has even more power now. Well, he's better at jiu-jitsu than most of these guys, honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
He's just as big, if not stronger, than a lot of these people at heavyweight.
And the strength does matter. And I think that's a big thing.
And his cardio is not bad.
I think we're talking about a heavyweight division sometimes where like they're the leaders, they're the technical, they're the biggest baddest. When DC, Stipe, Francis,
JDS,
John Jones, JDS, all these guys were around.
But they had good boxing. Is the thing. Yeah.
Now they're gone.
Yeah.
And now we have fat and flabby people that took over the division, which is they can't hit shit.
It's basically just Aspinall and like Pavlovich that are just flatlining people. And Lewis, obviously, but he's the old guard.
And we're noticing that these Hochit fellows coming up in weight and trying to, and then Ryan Spann now, these cleaner fighters where they can get to strength portions, but their speed, their technique, their flow, how they can carry their body without gassing themselves is going to be too much of an important factor. So I would love more people like Ryan Spann, more Hochits coming up into the heavyweight division and trying to take it out because I think they can. I think they will. Yeah,
bro. Honestly, if I was a light heavyweight, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna stop dieting and go to heavyweight.
100%.
It's free real estate, bro.
That's
it's just like if you're literally. I know we just are always shitting on this division, but like if you have like an ounce of skill, you can be like a top 10 fighter.
100%. And the thing is, like, it's not even shit on the skills. Like, bringing back what it was.
You just need more. Yeah.
There's too many guys. They're just thinking that if I'm heavier than you, I can win, and that's not the case. Especially if.
I mean, Tybura is like ranked 11, and he's like 40 years old and not that good. But he has skill, and he's tough, and he's not a complete idiot. So he's been winning.
I love when people are not idiots. Yeah. It reminds me of this one time when I was in school, and we were ripping people's pockets because we had uniforms. So I would grab their front pocket from their chest and do this, and then just rip the entire shirt. So they would have to,
right here,
they would have to be sent to the office to go. Yeah, good times. Wow. I was an idiot back in the day, guys.
Like a really nice kid. I'm sure you would have treated me really nicely if I knew you back then.
We would have been best friends after a couple years. Oh man.
Best friends best friends in the way that like. You see me, you find me, I give you money.
Yeah, I was like, hey, thanks for the hookup today, buddy.
Like, thanks, best friend. And then I go cry to my mom.
And then your mom's like, "Don't worry, he's brown. He's probably
needs it. He needs it.
And I did need it.
That's true. The circle of life.
The circle of life.
The white guy that has the lunch money.
But I made it, guys.
There's a J. Cole song about that where they're talking about how they're like, I don't remember what they were doing, but they're talking about like his dad will just give him more money for lunch if they take his money.
Oh, yeah?
So he doesn't feel bad about it because he's like, he'll just go to his dad and his dad will just give him more money. So like, we need it.
Yes.
We need the money. That's the circle of life, baby. Anyways,
and the circle of life always goes into decisions because we were having a lot of knockouts and then everything else went to decision. And not in a bad way.
Still good fights.
Still great fights. This next fight in the Bantamweight division was Montel Jackson versus Ronnie Barcelos. Ronnie Barcelos. I really liked this fight, but it didn't turn to the fight that I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised because
it turned into such a grappling,
man,
a portion, and not even like grappling where it's positions for positions. It was just more prevention, like a lot of full guard, pushing them, standing full guard. Yeah. I was very surprised because both these guys are great strikers
for sure.
And that just didn't seem. It just kind of. A lot of the fight kind of felt like a blur. I'm not going to lie. There was not a lot of exchanges that I thought were like keeping me. It was just a lot of clinch, a lot of grab, and then exchange for a little bit, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah, man. Barcelos is like really impressive. He's just really skilled, honestly, especially for his age. I think he's younger than I thought he was, honestly. But I mean, fraud checked is not the right word, but he upset Talbot.
Oh yeah, yes,
which was very impressive, and this was a more closely contested fight to begin with, like pick'em, I think almost. But I did think Montel Jackson was gonna win this fight, being the more up and coming fighter, more powerful, huge reach advantage, and it kind of looked like that was the case in the first round. Yep. He was doing a really good job defending takedowns, and he did do a solid job throughout the fight. But Barcelos was just so aggressive, pressing so forward, and he wrestled like a true wrestler in that he really didn't give a fuck if you stopped his first takedown. He was just going to go from one thing to another. Single leg, double leg, inside trip, outside trip, body lock, take the back. You know what I mean? He was just unrelenting, and in those second and third rounds, it finally paid off, and he started getting top time and even getting to really dominant positions like mount at time. And I think the commentators were saying that every single round he ended up on Jackson's back, I'm pretty sure, at the end of the round.
Montel Jackson's his biggest defense was just trying to keep him away, and he would try to put him in full guard and try to put him away. Yeah. But Rooney, I was surprised. I always thought he was more of a striker though.
He has really clean striking, but he does have really actually crazy grappling pedigree in his back pocket.
What really shines
he's an actual black belt, but also he was a national champion in wrestling in Brazil, which is, I mean, obviously that's not like the wrestling place, but it's a lot of grappling in Brazil. That's still impressive. It's a huge country. It's not like,
I think winning any tournament as a wrestler is very important for your wrestling pedigree.
Man, yeah.
So I think Montel Jackson is just
still a good fighter.
But I don't know. I feel like there's a big hole in his game. But this is my thing too with a lot of these veteran fighters. Like Talbot got fraud checked in a sense. Montel Jackson got checked by an older fighter. But it's like, I don't know. I think it's a lot of years of time. And the way that I try to use veterans in the sport is like, you're not fighting a veteran because he's old and has been through the division. But it's mainly that they've had a lot of time nurturing this mindset, nurturing this
experience,
winning experience, this winning exchanges. Because if you fight somebody that's beating you, that's older, that's been in the game a lot longer, it literally just turns into like, oh, they're the veteran, they're beating you with veteran experience. But if they're older and they're ass and you're whooping them up, they're like, oh, this guy's ass. Yeah, like, we don't call him a veteran. We just call him like, oh, this guy's not that good. Yeah, he's washed. He's not. So there's a different terminology that we would be using. But Ronnie, as a veteran, as a dog, because he was dogging him up, winning a lot of these takedown extravagances. I'm very excited. I'd like to see him rematch Talbot
He
again.
shot 18 times. I don't think Talbot is gonna do that unless he loses a bunch of fights. But dude, Barcelos is on like a nasty win streak right now.
Yes,
he actually has a
is.
lot of good wins. Which is
he ranked right now?
I don't know. You could check if you want, but yeah. And honestly, the last thing I have to say about this fight is that I still think Montel Jackson is quite a good fighter. He had a split decision with Figueiredo that was really close in his last fight, I believe. And honestly, I think this fight, although it was a clear decision for Barcelos, I think Montel Jackson lost in really small ways. I feel like just if that takedown defense was 5% better even, he could have won this fight. You know what I mean? Because although the striking was close, he was a more powerful striker,
scarier fighter.
He did have good technique in defending these takedowns. It was just slightly too much for him to handle. You know what I mean? He really lost along the margins in this one because, like we said, Barcelos went 6 for 18 on takedowns, but those 6 were enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was, for the most part, there was a couple times when actually he took Jackson down and Jackson was able to get up right away. Yeah. But there was a couple times where that was not the case. So really competitive fight.
And also, Rooney's ranked 12 currently. So
okay.
I think
so. He is in it. Give him Cheeto. He might do Cheeto dirty.
I think he might dog him out, especially in the grappling department.
What are we supposed to do? Like, we can't just give.
I would like to see Cheeto win one more.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Cheeto is.
He's probably ranked around there still, or is he out of the rankings? Bantamweight.
Where is he?
I'm gonna let you look on that, and I'm gonna move on to
14.
14.
He's passed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who they're gonna give Barcelos next because like he's at an age and like he's not that well known, so it's not like they're gonna be like, let's give him a crazy guy because we want him to win or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. You could give him Zalal if you want.
Zalal,
that's fine. The guy that just lost. I don't know.
I think that's a good matchup. I'm not gonna lie. Grappling for grappling.
Or fuck it, give him Davy Grant moving into the next fight. I don't have a problem with that.
Don't do that.
He would fuck up Davy Grant. But it would be a good fight, though. It could be a war, not gonna lie. Would. But
honestly, Davy Grant's length, that might be...
I don't think it's a bad fight.
I don't think so, actually. I was thinking about, like, he's going to... No,
He could top time him, though. Not gonna lie.
I think top time is definitely a high possibility.
Grant has good subs, but it ain't gonna work against Barcelos.
He's just dirty.
He's so scrappy, bro.
Yeah, I know. Oh, no.
He's nasty.
Actually, moving into the next fight, that Bantamweight Davy Grant, we've been glazing him out.
Fucked up.
I know.
And this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Yeah. His record, I fucking called it out. His record was fraudulent as fuck. And not like Davy Grant is a bad person to lose to, but bro, if you're like 17-1 and like 10 years younger... They were trying to set him up on this fight in a good way. They wanted him to knock out Davy Grant. We're like, bro, we got a 17-1 Latino fighter. You know they're trying to build up that base of fighters. Dana White has been outwardly saying that for years. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Davy Grant was just too tough, too aggressive. Just honestly the better striker. Yeah. It felt like he was landing 3 punches for every punch that Juan was landing. You know what I mean?
And then too, remember you were telling me like that on that record, Juan had
hella finishes over cans.
Gosh, 309 strikes thrown by a Davy Grant.
Holy fuck!
More than half landed. And then
he
about
failed
100.
A lot of takedowns too. Juan did.
Gosh.
He was kind of like trying to mix it up, and it was just not working at all.
That's
and Davy Grant was having fun in there, bro. He was like making faces, looking crazy in there, bro.
Dude, that was a fun fight to watch.
He's honestly damn near a must-watch fighter, I would say, in terms of like not contenders. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the same thing we can say for this fight and the next fight actually too. So that's kind of like all I have to say for the
Shout out Grant.
Shout out Grant. Davey, if you ever want to be on the podcast, let us know.
Yeah, we'll go to London. We'll catch you.
We'll wear like pirate hats and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
Davy
Grant.
It does. I never thought about that.
Whooping ass.
It does sound like such a pirate name. Where be Davy Grant?
And then we'll open up our own rum company.
Oh,
and then
okay.
we'll bankrupt and then put everything overseas.
Can we you know how Aljamain Sterling has a Jamaican rum? Can we get like an offshoot of that?
Yes, 100%.
Davy Grant's rum.
Dude, look at that, Davey. We're setting you up for the future.
Big ideas here, guys.
Ideas.
We're trying to get you guys set up for after you're fighting.
You know who I'm tired of setting up every time? And Alexander Hernandez, lightweight division. All right, Rafa Garcia whooped his ass.
Yeah, he really did, bro.
Hernandez has been beating a lot of guys that we know he is better than him.
Good matchups. I feel like
every time, and not to bash on him. This is the Hernandez that was a massive prospect coming up in the division. Like, this is the guy that was on a starch with 2015 with Chase, with who's the other guy?
He beat Diego Ferreira, who's a good fighter, Chase Cooper, who's a good fighter, Kurt Hollabaugh, who's okay, but he was on a little streak here. And man, I really thought I was leaning Hernandez in this fight, and you were completely right. I thought it was gonna be a very close fight because I just thought they were similar levels. Hernandez always been wishy-washy, but looking better as of late. Rafa Garcia, same thing to me. I've always thought he's a solid fighter, but I never really saw him breaking into these rankings. And this fight somewhat changed that for me.
Yeah,
I personally
he looked clean. He looked much better than every fight that he's had.
I think so. This is the best version of him I've ever seen, and against the best fighter he's fought that I've seen.
And he looked healthy. He looked mentally
confident,
good, confident. All the right things that you need for fight day. He had it.
Defensively, he looked so good. Hernandez just couldn't find him.
I just wish. Hernandez is such a physical unit sometimes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use that. And it stresses me out sometimes because I'm like, brother, grab him. I know you have strength for a grab.
Dude, yeah, he made him miss a lot. Hernandez landed at 36% clip on his total strikes. He was 54 out of 150.
He kind of did the Davy Grant motion where every one strike that Hernandez tried to land, Rafa gave him.
And he was landing the more impactful shot.
Yeah,
by far. I mean, he was busting them up, bro. Like it seemed like just the most basic things. Garcia's fundamentals were just so solid that it seemed to be frustrating Hernandez.
And especially Hernandez kept it on the boxing world.
Yeah,
and I think that's where Rafa was shining.
Definitely. I mean, Hernandez landed a couple good body kicks, but outside of that, he didn't really land anything substantial.
Well, this is my thing too. The kicking game in mixed martial arts is bad unless you're really good at it. You have
to be so good.
At it.
Basically, like damn near like a high class kickboxer before the UFC.
Honestly, damn near champion level.
Pereira, Wonder Boy. These guys are all literally world class kickboxers. You know what I mean?
And we know the basis for a lot of UFC champions is not kickboxing. Like there's only one kickboxing champion stands.
Usually that brings other problems when you're that good of a kickboxer and you get to the UFC. Yeah,
I think the best thing that people can do is, and especially when you throw kicks, you're hitting around the bone area, the elbow areas, the knee areas. You can bust up your ankle, and we've seen it time and time and again. So when Hernandez was throwing a lot of kicks, and I loved it, I would like him to kind of like get back into that boxing motion, and it's hard when you're not. Everything you throw is get defended kick-wise, and then Rafa just unloads hands on your face.
I totally agree. It's just kind of like funny to watch the clash of styles because Hernandez is like kind of a counter striker, like likes to sit on the outside and either counter you when you're coming in, or he'll just jump in real quick and jump back out of range. And Rafa just really didn't care. He was just sort of either walking forward or just planting himself in one spot. And like we said, just landing when he needed to against Hernandez whenever Hernandez would enter the range. And Garcia, I thought he did a really good job of pressuring but not chasing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
he
absolutely.
Was walking forward. He really was not backing up very much at all during this fight. He had the pressure on Hernandez, but he was still being very measured and technical at the same time, which just made it really hard for Hernandez to get off his shots because he is on the back foot, but he just wasn't getting a lot of opportunities to counter. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think that's such a Mexican style of fighting, which is just kind of like, I'm not over pressing and I'm not going back, but I'm just kind of in
slowly
front of you,
drowning you.
just
Yeah.
eating centimeters into your stances,
Yeah.
centimeter into your ranges. And I think that Rafa did a really good job
I
on that.
agree.
Maybe Rafa should talk to Juan, and Juan should kind of get some tips from Rafa, and then they can kind of work on it together. But
In the Mexican UFC fighters group chat.
I'm so mad though, because like I knew he had a record that was fraudulent, Juan. But he has my name, and I'm like, bro, you got it. And then he does this to me. I haven't seen a Juan in the rosters, in the rankings, in the cards in a minute.
Is Martinetti a Mexican last name? That sounds like
that's an Italian name.
Yeah, maybe he's Mexican Italian. I don't know. That's gotta be that'd be like the most Catholic person you've ever met.
100%. Maybe that's why he did. Maybe that's why he didn't want to hit Gravy.
That was Gravy. Davey, Gravy.
Yes, sir.
That's so fucking stupid.
We have our women's bantamweight, and stick around because you guys gotta like, subscribe, comment below, hit the notification button below, and then stick around because after this card, we're gonna be talking about the GOAT Mount Rushmore for the women's divisions. All the women's divisions, we're gonna hit them up because they don't have a lot of champions. We want to make sure that we talk about everyone respectfully enough about their accolades. But back to this women's bantamweight fight that we had: Norma Dumont versus Jocelyn Edwards. I think this was a really good matchup. I think both fighters are really, really talented, very good. But Edwards edging out every minute, every second, every round that she could. There's moments that Edwards just relentless. She's just a relentless human.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's what made her so good over these last this stretch.
She's ranked 3 now.
I know.
Bro, she has to fight Kayla Harrison. She's going to get fried.
Kayla Harrison. Ooh. I am not counting Edwards out, dude.
I do really like her. She's a very exciting fighter.
She
in this
is
division.
awesome. She is such a cool person. She's just...
She went up 8 rankings.
Yes.
That is an insane leap, bro.
Dude, I was so excited when I was watching. I'm like, oh my gosh. And Norma Dumont is good, but this is my thing about fighters. And I'm going to go on a little rant real quick.
Please.
Which is, everyone wants to be a chess match martial artist, which is you go, I go, you go. Edwards said, fuck it.
I'm going
no matter what. You take me down, cool. I don't care. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go. And I'm going to go and I'm going to go. And you hit me, I'm going to go and I'm going to go. You take me down. Okay.
She's so aggressive.
Just keeps going. And she's just an unstoppable machine. And Edwards is the type of person that if, let's say, she gets a title shot and she goes for Kyle Harrison, I think mentality wise, she's not going to lose before she gets in that fight, in that octagon. I think then it's just accolade for accolade, skill for skill, and not your resume. It's what's in there. She will go in there toe for toe, and I think in a perfect world, and if everything lines up, I would love to see Edwards get that belt and beat Kyle Harrison. That'd be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. But I am falling in love with her every damn time she fights, dude.
Yeah, bro. This gotta be like one of your favorite women's fighters now.
She is. She's
very exciting.
Oh my gosh. She is hot. And she's beating up hot chicks. And she's going to get a belt from an ugly chick. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Guys. Don't beat me up. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
No, but it is.
That's not okay.
It is awesome. I'm very, very excited for Edwards.
Yeah. Great performance from her.
Great performance.
That was crazy that she jumped up 8 spots in the rankings. Next up, we got the main event of Aljamain Sterling winning a decision against Yusuf Zalal. Shout out Ezekiel. Yeah, man, this was basically just like a classic Sterling performance. You know what I mean? Like, there was times when he was kind of in danger on the feet. I think Zalal landed a big knee at one point, and Aljamain just does what he always does in these wins is he just has his awkward striking. He lands some strikes. He finds a way to get it to the ground, and then he just dominates people on the ground, honestly.
I know. That's my...
Zalal looked solid though. Like
he did.
It wasn't as if it was a non-competitive fight.
No,
like,
and that's
he really is a high-level bantamweight, I believe, or featherweight, I believe.
But that's crazy though that Aljo is just coming in and taking it out.
He landed 220 strikes. I mean, a lot of those were
ground and
taps,
pound,
but still, that's crazy. He has crazy underrated cardio.
So as a guy that what's it called, criticizes Aljo a lot, especially his resume and stuff like that. Without a doubt, Aljo is one of the best in the world. without a doubt. But I do think that it's awesome to know that what his style is what it brings, and he just drowns you.
Yeah.
He's not a pressure fighter. He is not that. Once you make mistakes, he just keeps sinking into your mistakes. And Zalal, when he does good exchanges, and then Aljo just backpacks you. He just rides you out.
If you don't think he's a pressure fighter, how would you describe his style? A pace fighter?
I think,
because I feel like he fights with a lot of volume in his fights, but if maybe it's not necessarily pressuring.
It's hard to call it pressure fighting when there's not a lot of striking involved.
That's fair. So I think it's just pace, honestly.
Yeah,
it really does weaponize his cardio in some ways.
If I could put like a term or terminology into like what he does, which is, without saying the drowning, kind of like Khabib style, which is just he just weighs. He just weighs, and you don't get tired immediately. But that second round, that third round, that fourth round, you can see that Zalal cannot keep up because he is tired. He is mentally tired, exhausted. Sure. Because every time he tried,
sucks to get put in those positions for that long of a time,
and it's 5 minutes.
It's so frustrating, you know.
Dude, I the 5 rounds, and it's like. And
he was really having a lot of success earlier in the fight too. Yeah. And then Sterling was just like, well, I figured out if I take your back, you can't get out of it. Yeah. So,
and he is the backpack guy, dude.
Yeah, he probably has the best like back game.
Awesome.
In any
Actually,
UFC fighter.
Let's check real quick. What's in there for Aljo in this featherweight division?
He's either gonna. It's literally between him and Evloev for getting a title shot against Volk. So that's really the thing. It's honestly whoever Volk wants to fight, because the funny thing is Volk's camp has said a couple times that they kind of want to fight Sterling, which is crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
But like I'm not against it, honestly.
That is a tougher stylistic fight I can see for Volk.
Think so?
On the grappling department, on like just if he's because Aljo's. When he grabs you, he grabs you.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing for him, especially when people have taken Volk's back before.
Evloev is definitely the better striker of the two, I feel like. More technical, at least, I should say.
So you're saying that Volk is going to fight either Evloev or Aljo?
Yeah, because, I mean, I think Mavsar, like, definitively deserves it more. I mean, he's on this huge win streak. He beat Aljo. Yeah. And he beat Lerone Murphy in his last fight, which is a huge win. You know what I mean? So I think,
then he definitely is going to get the next title shot.
I think he deserves it, but I don't really think the UFC gives a fuck about either of these guys.
No.
So I honestly think that it's just like Volk is probably just going to choose who he wants to fight, honestly.
I think they would probably want to push Aljo. Just because his name
He's the bigger name.
Yeah.
Mavsar has more potential just because he has a better record. You know
Did we ever have a convo about, like, if you see Mavsar being able to beat Alex?
I don't know if we talked about it too much. I mean, I think we don't need to get into it too heavily because we have a lot of fun segments to go. But I think Volk is at the age where every single time he fights, it will be a question of it's not if he's skilled enough. He is skilled enough to beat anyone in this division ever. Yeah. Arguably. But like it's just like the age question. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I completely agree. I do think that, like...
And he's been proving us wrong.
Every time.
He did the same shit against Lopez. Time he fights, it's a question, though.
Yeah, every time he fights,
we're like... You cannot not think about that.
Like, oh my gosh, is this the one? Is this the one?
Of course.
As he's getting older with age.
And it does catch up to everyone.
Yep.
Everyone. Unless he just, like, is GSP and he just, like, wins. And you know what? I would genuinely cut off a finger of mine to see Volk retire on a win.
I would love
It means that much to me.
Bro.
I do not want to see him go outside.
I don't.
Honestly, bro, I don't really give a fuck if they say he dodged someone. Give him Sterling and beat his ass and retire.
Yeah,
I don't really give a fuck, honestly.
I would want him to go Mazov.
I think it's a more impressive win if he beats Mazov.
If he wins Mazov and then retires.
That's the GOAT.
That is a fucking animal, dude. Basically, a Khabib's coming up in your division and you're taking him out. That's cool.
I would agree. I think that is the more exciting fight to me, Mavsar. But I have one of my best friends is a huge Aljamain Sterling fan, so I would be happy for Sterling and my friend if Sterling got the title shot just to see it happen. Getting him another shot.
That's true.
Why not both, bro?
at the same time.
That sounds crazy.
1 week and 1 week.
2v1 Volk. That's how good he is.
That is how good that boy is.
I don't have too much to say about this fight. I feel like we gave a decent bit of our opinion here. Shout out to Sterling.
So
He's
for
very
that one,
skilled.
So what's next for Zalal?
Next for Zalal, I got the rankings already pulled up at featherweight. So Zalal was ranked number 8. Does John Silva have a fight? Is he fighting on the? I don't fucking remember.
No, he's not fighting on the.
Not the card. Not that card. Could do Pico. Pico would fuck him up.
Yeah,
but
he
it
needs to
makes
go
sense
up,
though. Like it's a real fight. This is where you're at, bro. You're ranked number 8. Ortega, if he ever fights again, I think
he's not
fine.
fighting anytime soon. That dude is.
Tracy Cortez broke that.
I know.
I
don't know. I would love to see Pico fight sooner
How
than later.
about Yair? I think that's a
bro.
solid
I
fight.
need Yair to fight again, dude. I don't know where he's been.
He fights like once a year. It's so annoying. Maybe he's in a Mexican prison.
Maybe. It's called
being
with a Latina woman. That's for sure.
He hasn't fought since in over a year.
Yeah, dude.
His last fight was Pitbull on April 12th, bro.
Dude.
What the freak? That is insane.
I want Pico to fight next and soon because obviously he's going up in the age.
And he did not take any damage.
He didn't take any damage. I would love to see it.
Dude, yeah. Bro, that is actually hilarious. Yair's last fight, me and Zeke were at that fight. That's how long ago it was in Florida. That was centuries ago. Yeah, Jesus, man. But yeah, that's like one of the most exciting Mexican fighters. We need him back.
I
bro.
know.
UFC is better when the Mexicans are fighting.
But every time he fights, he gets horrendously injured.
Yeah, he is kind of a brittle guy.
Yeah, and because he hits so damn hard and he breaks his body doing it.
He's a mean motherfucker, underratedly so. But yeah, let us know what you guys thought of that most recent card. What would you rate it out of 5? Which is Juan's favorite rating scale. Solid 3.
I do 3. Yeah, I do 3.
3, but a good 3.
Good 3.
Not a disappointing 3. It was like this was about as good as I thought it could have been.
Like a 3 in the and like a 4 in the making.
Yeah.
Without getting there. You know?
If the main event was maybe more exciting.
It's more like a merchant coming up to you and being like, hey, would you like some potions? And then you're like, I actually don't have silver. And then you run to like the quick city, like it's only about a mile away.
ATM
and then you go there, you go do some trades, you come back, the merchant has already sold the potion.
I don't understand.
So I
like where you're going.
You still made money. But you just didn't get the product.
Okay.
So like you got what you wanted.
It was a net positive.
Yes.
But it was like.
But nothing was made out of it too much. So.
Honestly, I kind of understand what you mean by that now.
That's what I'm saying.
It was good fights, solid fighters. But it wasn't like there was some crazy stakes to it or something like that.
No needle in the history or
it wasn't moving any big needles. You know what I mean? Yeah. I totally
you know what?
Agree.
Big needles we are moving right now with this Mount Rushmore of the women's division. We are going to give you. Remember, like, subscribe, comment below, hit the notification button, and please let us know about your favorite women's fighters. That might not be making into our list.
We respect women's fighters in this platform.
We talk a lot about.
What's funny?
Nothing. The women are not funny in this division. They are monsters.
Serious.
Look, my favorite fighter right now in the women's division is Edwards. She is an amazing fighter, amazing human. But I do think that we currently, obviously, because we're talking about mainly champions in the mounts, we're gonna cap out at kind of 2 at some divisions, just FYI for you guys to know, so you guys don't think that we're like,
why is there only 2 heads on the Mount Rushmore? Well, because like
it's still being built.
Yes, exactly. We are still excavating the mountain. We need other people to become champions to accomplish great things. In some of these divisions, there are 2 clear front runners who are we know should be on the Mount Rushmore. And to me and to Juan, which we discussed earlier, putting other people next to those 2 greats honestly feels disrespectful, and I think you'll understand shortly why we feel that way. As usual, we're going to start at the top and move down to the bottom. So featherweight to strawweight, and here we go. So I'll start with featherweight. This was the easiest, probably the dummest divition in
not
UFC
even
history.
You start. You're going to say for both of us.
Okay, yeah, you're Jesus Christ. Yeah, no surprise here. You're totally right. Fucking Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg are the only 2 answers that really exists on the test. It's like,
and both of them were respectfully the era generational runs in their things until Amanda took out Cyborg to take over.
It's honestly funny to think about because the only reason this division exists in the UFC ever is because there were two people that were as good as Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes, and they said, well, we want you guys to have another belt. You guys want to have another weight class, so we're going to give it to you. You know, it's not like there was a roster that existed that made it worthwhile to make a 145 women's division. Mm-hmm. No, there was Chris Cyborg, and that's why this division got made.
Yeah, for that fight, for that championship fight, which is insane.
That was awesome
after that,
fight.
I don't think we ever really saw any movement with that division ever again.
No, it ended with Amanda Nunes. Yeah, which is crazy. She literally, but Nunes. Both of them have 3 title wins. Not that we're doing a ranking, but obviously I would say Nunes would be the number 1 just because she beat the only other champion. We saw that fight. It was a very competitive fight, but she knocked her the hell out. Moving on to Bantamweight, which is a little bit more of a prestigious women's division.
Yes.
I'm going to let you kick it off, but I think we're going to have the exact same list again.
I have, for the Bantamweight division, a 135 division, obviously number 1 is Amanda Nunes. What's called the GOAT, undisputed GOAT. Mm-hmm. Then we have Ronda Rousey. Then we have Holly Holm, and then we have Miesha Tate. The other 3, no spectacular. I mean, Ronda Rousey probably holds that second spot regardless. But Holly Holm and Miesha Tate, they were just other champions in the division. And I think the coolest part of this specific division is Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, Miesha Tate, then Amanda Nunes. Yeah. So that's the kind of like how in the order they were champions.
A big era, shift. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I think those 3 people needed to happen for Amanda Nunes to happen. Ronda Rousey lost to Holly Holm. Mm-hmm. Holly Holm immediately lost to Miesha Tate, and then and then Ronda Rousey.
Pretty impressive resume from Nunes. I just want to talk about that really quick. Yes. I mean, I know everyone sees Nunes. I think Nunes is one of the rare cases where a female fighter gets the respect she deserves. I think this fan base does really actually respect Nunes. I mean, a lot of people refer to her as the GOAT, you know what I mean? The greatest women's fighter of all time. But I think she should be included in GOAT conversations in general. Yeah. I would never argue for her to be I'm not saying the greatest fighter of all time, but to me, she's undebatably a top 15 UFC fighter of all time. 100%. I mean, like, a lot of people like to say, oh, the men's resumes are better. And in this case, I don't think that's accurate. She has the greatest resume of a women's fighter ever and one of the greatest resumes just in general. Mm-hmm. She has 8 title wins, which speaks for itself.
That's insane.
Double champion. 8 title wins at Bantamweight. I'm not talking about featherweight. No. She has 3 title wins at featherweight.
That's insane.
So she has 11 title wins. In this division only, she has wins over Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, Miesha Tate, Valentina Shevchenko, Germaine Duranami, Juliana Pena, Irene Aldana. I mean, that's a great resume. Yeah. And what other Mount Rushmore have we named where one person on the Mount Rushmore has beat the shit out of every single other person on the Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is pretty insane.
So it's just like it's Amanda Nunes, and then a huge gap, and then probably Ronda Rousey, and then a little gap, and then Holly Holm and Miesha Tate. Yep. Probably. 100%. You know what I mean? I have the exact same list. Shout out Ronda Rousey, one of the most disrespected UFC fighters of all time. But she's a beast, pioneer.
She's coming back?
She's I think people forget that this is factually, I think, the second most popular UFC fighter of all time. Pay-per-view wise. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure she has the second most pay-per-views of anyone other than Conor McGregor.
Yep, no, 100%.
So, y'all need to give her respect. She was beating the shit out of everyone she went against. She has 6 title defenses.
Yeah, that's insane.
Defenses or wins, I can't remember, but regardless,
they always every win is basically is a defense.
I just say title wins. Yeah.
It's such a weird thing because you win it, and then every time you win after that, it's a defense. But they count that first one as a defense. Basically,
it should still be recognized. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. And then because
you're defending the title from the other person taking it.
I mean, I get why it's not a defense, but like that's why I just say title wins, because winning the belt is just as impressive as defending it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Or just as important. Yeah. So yeah, that was the bantamweight division. Probably one of the better women's Mount Rushmores. Next up, we're going to flyweight. And this is one of these divisions where, I don't really have 4 that I feel should be on this list. Valentina Shevchenko is miles ahead of the competition, and I have Alexa Grasso behind her on that, the person that has beaten Shevchenko at this weight class. But yeah, Shevchenko, 10 title wins. Yeah. Another one of, I would say, should be in the top 15 or 20 of UFC fighters. Stop at fighters, not women's fighters. Fighters. You know what I mean? All fighters, even 10 the brown title wins,
even the black ones, even the white ones.
Stop it at
all of them. Well, we do stop it at economic, financial status. So if you poor, we're not putting you on that list.
If you broke, we don't want those broke bones on Mount Rushmore. But yeah, man, wins over Weili Zhang. I'd like to forget that happened.
Oh my god.
Alexa Grasso, Manon Fiorot, Jessica Andrade, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Great names. All of those are great names. And then, of course, shout out to our Mexican queen, Alexa Grasso.
Alexa Grasso, if you're watching this, you should come to the podcast.
Or maybe don't.
Don't go to the podcast. Record with us. Let us know. We're just saying an invitation to any fighters, not women fighters, not men fighters, all fighters to come in and give us a little bit of spiel on the UFC organization.
Yeah. Next up, but maybe my favorite division is the UFC strawweight division. Yes. So I'm going to let you go ahead.
I think the strawweight divisions makes the most sense. I think my favorite is the flyweight, just because obviously Alexa Grasso's in there. Fair. And Shevchenko is just my dog that I love in that. But that strawweight division is just really packed, man. I have the same. I want to say 3, but really it's 2 for me, which is my strawweight, which is obviously Joanna Shevchenko.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Yeah.
Joanna. Wait, what did I say?
You said Joanna Shevchenko.
Oh no, Joanna. Imagine if they were combined. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I think when she left the sport, the women's stock, the women's caliber just went down so significant. I feel like it reminds me of, like, if you guys ever watch anime, where like they say, like, because Gojo exists, everyone got stronger.
Man.
Like with Amanda Nunes and Joanna.
They raised the bar.
I think Joanna, if they fought at like their
size parity or whatever,
Joanna wins every day. She is by far, for me,
I kind of agree with you. Yeah.
She's my favorite women's fighter of all time. She just had everything, all of the answers, all of the just everything. And I think when she left the sport, everything went away.
Wow.
I do. I really do. I love her with so much.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of her style in my new favorite fighter, female fighter, which is Edwards. They fight very, very
really aggressive, very Muay Thai style.
Yes.
And I just want to say that, and let me know if you disagree, but I honestly think, and I think recently she has been getting love from fans. You know what I mean? She's been at a lot of fights, and people do rock with her in that way. But I honestly think she's one of the most underrated champions. I feel like people kind of forget what she really accomplished in this division sometimes. You know what I mean?
100%.
Just because of people like Weili Zhang and other great fighters. And I'll just go into my list really quick, which is Joanna Jędrzejczyk, 5 title wins. Weili Zhang, 6 title wins. I got to throw Rose Namajunas in there.
That's the one that was in but not in, and there's a big reason, guys. The ceiling's too high, like Finn said, and the bottom's too low.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before this podcast started. And that's exactly the way that I described it. Is clearly, as we have literally seen in her results, she has the skills to beat the best fighters of all time in this division. She's beaten Joanna and Zhang twice in the first. Funny enough, now that I'm thinking about it, in the first fight with each of them, she knocked them out. And in crazy fashion. And then the next fight, she won a very close decision against both of them. Some say Zhang won that second fight. I'm spreading the China propaganda over here.
China propaganda.
That's Zhang is one of my favorite fighters of all time. Yes. Certainly my favorite women's fighter of all time. But yeah, I just Rose Namajunas, such a weird career. The highest of highs and the lowest of lows. In both inside and outside.
Don't even get me started with your coach. Your husband.
Yeah, your caretaker.
Your caretaker.
Your babysitter.
She signed a censorship contract.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go down this pathway today, but maybe someday we'll have a UFC conspiracy theory episode.
Documentaries.
UFC exposed. And that's not even a conspiracy theory. That's just checking the calendar.
It's a lie. Sean Strickland's dad never beat him. He's still around.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, man. And I get kind of just a throw in, but I put Carlos Esparza on there
I mean,
too.
she was a champion, so
yeah,
we kind of have to add her in.
Yeah.
My thing is just
it's really those three.
How did you win it? What did you happen? I don't know. So
that Rose versus Esparza second fight should be put in the Hall of Fame, and not for good reasons.
No.
We should make like what would be the like? Have you ever heard of the Razzies?
No.
You know how there's like the Oscars and like there's film awards and stuff.
Yeah.
The Razzies is for like the worst films of the year, so you can win. Like it's not like a big thing, obviously, because they can't really market it like that. But like,
dude, I'm gonna watch
people
it
be
now.
like, I won a Razzies for this movie that I sucked.
I'm gonna find this.
So maybe we'll do that at the end of the year. We'll have our awards, and then we'll have our fucking. I don't know. We'll have to drum up a name for it, but like the worst of the worst in that way.
Finishers.
What are you trying to say, bro?
No.
But anyways, that is our women's division's Mount Rushmore / GOAT list. Let me know what you guys think about that.
Yep.
If you agree, disagree. If you
make
are
sure to like it.
A sexist UFC fan who does you skip. Let me know if you fast forward the women's UFC fights.
But also to remember, guys, this part is growing.
Yeah, man.
It's a baby. Gina Carano, a pioneer in the women's division, is fighting Ronda Rousey, another pioneer in the women's division. Yeah. Soon, and they are still in fighting shape. This women's division is growing. The women's organization part of it is growing. So we're gonna get more people. We're gonna get more women in this Mount Rushmore.
It's only existed. Women's fighting in the UFC has only existed since 2013.
That's not a lot.
So man, I would say, and I know it's a little bit different. This is kind of a strange thought, but I think since when the UFC started, 13 years after that, and when the women's division started 13 years after that, I think these champions are just as skilled. You know what I mean?
100%.
I mean, we already have several people that I just said, I think, should be in the GOAT discussion as fighters. So I think while there is some rough edges to these divisions at times, I think, like you said, it's growing. It's only been around for a little bit over a decade. And I think at the highest level, we do see fighters that are just as skilled as any male UFC fighter.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Two things that I
think the floor is just not there yet.
Yeah.
The lowest level of competition is a little bit closer to the heavyweight division level of skill.
Yes.
So it just needs to be moved up a little bit, which I think will happen in time.
I do agree too, but two things for that to agree is one, to not forget they're women. And I feel like that's a very important thing, especially for when the weight cutting portions of things.
Yeah.
For how frequent can they fight and stuff like that. Obviously, this takes a toll on our bodies, and especially the female anatomy. But I will say too, I would like them to add more divisions for the women's.
You think so?
I think.
What, higher or lower weight
just
class?
mid divisions.
They're already only 10. It's 15, 25, 35, 45.
But
so where would you see them
adding
that in?
Like 40. 140.
Really?
130, 135, 140, 125, 120, and I feel like it gives them a lot more room for more women to be in the roster and to pick specific little spots to fight at. But I would say with a big caveat, yes, that adds more women into the roster that are fighting, but in order to be champion, you need to fight at 135. 125.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that idea, but I respect the enthusiasm for this division. I think hitting another weight class above or below could be interesting. I just don't think they need to collect the talent. Yeah. That's the thing. You know what I mean? We need fighters to populate these divisions. I don't want to get another heavyweight class where there's 40 active fighters in that division. That's kind of inexcusable. You know
also, wrestling's been growing in the women's world.
I agree.
I think a lot of the combat sports are growing in the women's side of things.
I think in 10 years it's going to be totally different.
100%. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to have the GOATs sitting in the couches with us.
I think so.
Yes, sir.
I completely agree. So, yeah, like I said, let us know what you guys think about that segment. Like I've said, I have a couple great ideas that I'm not going to tease yet that we're gonna keep doing fun and interesting segments like this for when we're talking about fight nights. Like I always say, for these pay-per-views, that is more than enough to feed us an hour and a half of stuff to talk about. But I think for these fight nights, I want to include these interesting segments where you can hear more about our opinions past just predictions and reactions. You know what I mean? So I have some really fun ideas coming up soon. So even if you see a fight night coming up on the calendar, that does not mean that you should not tune into the 1-2 Punch podcast, because we're still gonna have entertaining content for you guys, regardless if it's a pay-per-view, if it's a fight night, if there's not even a fucking UFC card that weekend. We are still gonna be here putting out content for y'all, the fans. Love y'all. Thank you very much. Next up, take us away.
Our predictions. I think this card right now might make it to the top 5 grade 5 ratings
of the year.
I think this is going to be one of the very few.
It could be a 5 out of 5, honestly.
Only thing that's going to put it down.
Finishes galore.
I know. The only thing that's going to put it down is it's going to be at 3 a.m. in the morning. I unfortunately
have a life.
Will be up. If my son's up, I'm up, and he's been up lately.
Dude, honestly, maybe we just say fuck it, and maybe we just watch him. I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna just.
I don't know. I really haven't decided how much. I haven't decided if staying up to watch these fights means I love myself more or less. You know what I mean? It's a blurry.
And honestly. The answer is yes. Which one? I don't know, but I'm going to let you guys know. 3 a.m. Watch it. It's fun. It's great. It's I think a pay-per-view level card. Just off just the main event itself, really. But I'm very, very excited. So we're gonna kick it off
with the prelims.
Excuse me. The prelims lightweight. We got Dom Marfan versus Cody Steele.
This is a fun fight to me. I've watched a couple of Cody Steele fights.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's the only one
he's got some nasty finishes. This guy is really aggressive, really powerful. All right, man. I gotta change my settings in the fucking iPad. This shit keeps fucking turning off. I'm gonna just keep talking about this fight though. We got Dom Marfan. I got him winning a decision against Cody Steele. To me, Cody Steele is a very up and coming, exciting fighter. But Dom Marfan, he has 3 losses, and only 2 of his 3 losses are to Salakid, Quillan Salakid. He's been submitted twice, I believe, by one of my most hyped up prospects. So, and not only that, but in Cody Steele's last fight, he lost a decision to I believe it was Rong Zhu. I can't remember what bro's name was exactly, but I think against. Thank you. Did you do that?
No, I couldn't. Whatever. I couldn't find the button.
Whatever. We move on. We can just use our phones if we need to. But I think Dom Marfan is gonna get a decision here. But Cody Steele is always live for a knockout. He's just a really exciting up and coming fighter. Do you have anything to say about this fight, or you want to move on to the next one?
I don't know any these guys too well.
Me neither.
But I do. I have seen Cody Steele once before, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm going to go with Cody. I think these two guys are young guys.
It's a close fight.
31, 26. Dom Marfan have 4-inch reach advantage. So I don't know. I think this is a time where instead of picking, I'm just excited for prospects.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for prospects. I'm so excited for new people coming in and making names. We were just talking about the passing of torches a couple episodes ago, and we just talked about the Mount Rushmore of the women's divisions making more people. And I think as much as I love talking about my favorite fighters on the planet, guys, I'm done with this toy. I want a new favorite fighter.
We got Andy from Toy Story over here.
Yes, sir.
I'm done playing with you.
I'm done.
Next up, to me, actually a very interesting and fun fight. Jonathan Mikulev versus Themba Gorimbo. Mikulev is a really solid fighter to me. This guy is a really, really legit grappler from what I've seen so far. Themba Gorimbo, solid fighter in itself.
35, though.
35. Got put to sleep with a choke from Luque, I believe. In maybe what was Gorimbo's last fight. Let me check that real quick. But yeah, man, 8 year difference, similar height and reach, but I just think Mikulev is the younger, more hungry fighter. I think he has the better game, really, wherever the fight goes, to be honest with you.
You're talking about Mikulev?
Mikulev, yeah.
Mikulev?
Yeah, I think he's
choosing
going to win.
Mikulev too.
I think he's going to submit him in the second round.
Oh, for that next fight, we got that middleweight fight. We got Ben Johnston versus Wes Schultz. Wes Schultz. I don't know these fighters too well, so I'm just gonna be excited for more prospects.
I'm going Ben Johnson.
I'm going to Wes Schultz just because I don't like
Next up, we got Colby Thickness versus Vince Morales. That is one of my favorite last names I've ever heard from a UFC fighter.
He looks tall in that photo, and he's only 5'6".
He ain't thick at all, bro.
He's not. He's tiny.
That should be the last name of like.
Stop touching my cheesy pops.
What the fuck? What is that from?
I don't know. I was trying to do a South Park intimidation.
Oh, okay.
He's like, stop touching my cheesy pops.
But yeah, bro, Vince Morales is really old. He was in the UFC before. Was in Bellator, was in some other organizations, came back to the UFC. He lost like his last 3 UFC fights, I'm pretty sure. So this is clearly they're feeding Thickness a W on his home turf. And he's a solid fighter. I think his only loss in the UFC is to Alexandre Topuria.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, solid guy. Comes from Volk's camp.
Nice.
So I got him winning a decision.
Vince? Yeah, me too.
Colby.
Me too.
Colby, Jesus
Vince
Christ.
Morales is going to win.
I will gladly bet you on this fight if that's what you want.
I'm excited.
That's a poor financial decision.
I am not going to bet you the next fight, which is Jaco Malkoun versus Gerald Mersicic.
Jesus Christ. Jacob Malkoun versus Gerald Mearshart. Yeah, dude. Mearshart is just like, he just is who he is, man.
He's 38 years old.
He's lost his last several fights. I'm going to just get straight to the point. I got Malkoun. At first, I was going by decision because he wins a lot of decisions, but I feel like Gerald is just here to be finished. You know what I mean? I got Malkoun by like a accumulation third round TKO.
I think they're going to force him to retire now at this point because everyone's been retiring lately. We've lost Nico. We've lost.
He's going in the next year, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's retiring soon.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if he retired at this fight.
Well, hopefully he can retire on a win. But yeah, I got Malkoun third round TKO, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he just subs him or puts him out early. Mearshart is always live to get like a random late sub, but I think that's been harder and harder to come by for him recently.
With the ages and the younger talent.
Yeah. And Malkoun is like a genuinely solid fighter.
Oh, they usually are. You know, it's a really solid fighter. Not this light heavyweight fight. We got Junior Tafa.
He's like 6'5".
I know. He is literally 6'5".
I knew it.
And then we have Kevin Christian.
Yeah, this was a weird fight to me because Junior Tafa is the favorite, which is kind of surprising to me. It's only
because he has that mustache.
He does look cool. He does look pretty cool.
He looks like a guy who talked to at a barbecue.
I'm not gonna lie, this is one of those fights where I don't really want to think too much about it, and I'm just gonna pick Tafa because I like him.
Yeah, it's hard not to like him, but he just is
so
results.
One-dimensional. I feel like.
I think I'm gonna choose Kevin Christian. He is 6'6", so that is 4 inches taller. Not saying that matters, but that 5-inch reach advantage does though. So
I got Tafa first round knockout.
I got Kevin Christian decision.
I think it was sub him if he.
I don't know.
The decision is live, so yeah. The Tafa brothers are so like, I always want to root for them. They're kind of like fun, but they're just like really, sometimes it's just hard to watch from like a expectation standpoint, or like they're just a bit disappointing at times.
Well, especially they came in really hot and then they just
fizzled out immediately.
And they tried really hard to keep it alive, but there's something. You guys have the skill, you guys have things, but like everyone has the skill. Everyone can knock anybody out. Anybody can submit anybody. Yeah,
they're talented on the feet, but outside of that, just like
Well, and that's the thing, is like that one-dimensional thing gets you caught. All right. If I make you fight 10 pros, you're gonna win 2. Like the point is to win, big dog.
Next up, we got Cam Royston. I believe his nickname is the Battle Giraffe, which I fucking love. Versus Robert Brigzik. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sounds like a Polish last name.
Luffy.
This is, I honestly had to do a little bit of research into Robert, but this guy seems to be a very dangerous striker.
Yes.
So I think this fight is closer than I originally anticipated. I thought they're just kind of feeding Royston another name, but it seems like they're slowly kind of building him up. So this seems like a jump in competition from his last fight. Royston had a lot more submissions on his record than I expected. And I think he actually talked about that at one point, that he has been beating these guys on the feet, but he does have a real ground game. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Roaston just for that factor alone. I think if it's on the feet, either one of these guys are live to get knocked out.
Yeah.
So I think that's very possible. It seems like Robert has a lot of power, but I'm just hoping that Roaston just
he just has more
fights intelligently, has more ways to win.
Yeah.
So I'm going with him by submission in this fight. He actually has a lot of submissions on his record, which is surprising.
I'm going to go with Robert on this one.
I get it.
Just because he looks like he has a little bit of a takedown defense to him, which is just enough to do in a striking exchange. But and it can go either way, really.
For sure.
But I do like how Robert looks, his record looks, and how he fights.
And Cam is not like the most physically imposing guy at all. Yeah. He's a very sort of like I don't know how to say this, but like a stringy sort of just really wiry, like skinny frame. So I'm curious to see if he'll be able to implement his wrestling against someone that is probably going to be a little bit more thicker than him. You know what I mean? True. So but I am excited for this fight. I do like Roaston, so I'm curious to see how he will fare against some stiffer competition. Next up, always entertaining.
Talking about
Tai
heavy.
Tuivasa versus Louis Sutherland.
Talking about Flavy.
Finally, they are giving Tai Tuivasa a bum to beat.
Oh, bro, he
might lose though. Yeah. He really could lose, but I'm just glad they're giving him. They understand who Tai Tuivasa is against. Why is he fighting Cyril Gane? Why is he fighting these elite heavyweights? That is not who this man is.
He literally can become a Nate Diaz in this division.
That's what I'm saying.
Let him be a Nate Diaz in this division.
Let the angel fly.
Bro, just let him be a gatekeeper.
That's what I'm Don't even gatekeep.
Yeah, a lower gatekeeper. Just put some fun fights, man.
Just fucking let him drink a shoey before the fight and just go in there and knock people out. Like, he's such a fun guy, such a lovable guy, such a fun personality. And he's a fun fighter when they're not making him go against monsters that they're just trying to build a name for. So I'm going with motherfucking Tai Tuivasa.
Same.
Round 1 knockout versus Louis Sutherland. I honestly think this is a pretty evenly matched fight just because at this point Tai Tuivasa, I mean, the funny thing is in a lot of these fights he does look okay, but he's just outgunned in one way or another. So it's not like I can back him with like so much confidence in any fight, but I do think he has the tools to win. He is and always has been a dangerous striker with good power. So I just think good volume too for a heavyweight. I just think he's gonna be able to overwhelm Louis Sutherland in this fight, especially with this crowd behind him. And goddamn, get this man a shoe and a fucking beer after this knockout.
If you guys don't do that, I am finding whoever didn't give him a shoey or the guy exec that got mad.
I'm gonna mail him a shoey from the United States.
100% with so much foot fungus.
And I think everyone wants to see Ty get a win here.
I know.
Like, please,
we
kind of
need it because he was the UFC is the one that screwed it up too though, because the UFC saw so much fan rallying around Ty.
Yeah.
And they tried to like him after the first loss and the second loss. And then the third loss came around. They're like, bro, we can't. You're making us not have to like him. You guys making us not follow him.
Yeah.
And he could have made a massive fan base. You can make a Nate Diaz. You guys can generate great BMF style fighters, but you don't.
Yeah.
And that is a problem that you guys need to fix.
Yeah,
not
he was,
for me.
He was 8-0 and then lost 3 fights in a row. And then he won 5 fights in a row. And then he lost. He's on a 6-fight.
Dude, he's lost since who's the last person?
I thought he won his last fight for some reason.
This dude's been getting viciously.
I knew he has been losing a lot, but I thought he won his last fight. But I'm like, what are we doing with these matchups, bro? Cyril Gane, I get it. He was on a win streak, so they're giving him a shot at, a big name. Pavlovich floored him in 54 seconds. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, guys, chill. Nope. Alexander Volkov submits him in the second round. Then they jump him down a little bit. They're like, oh, you can beat Tybura. He got submitted in the first round versus Tybura. Split decision loss versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike. And then he loses to Texera. Anyways, I don't want to talk about this too much, but Tai Tuivasa, please get a win. We need you to win. We would love for you to win.
And we have the heavyweight fights coming up. Next heavyweight, next fight on flyweight division is the Shamil Gaziev, and then we got Brandon Perkaraish.
I think. Perchik.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is a fun fight. I watched Brandon Perchik's last fight.
Yeah, he looks
like a monster at heavyweight. Actual technical striker. He is fighting a guy that I believe to be Russian, so you always have to look out for that when you're a big striker fighting a big guy that can grapple. But I think Shamil does like to swing on the feet a little bit. My mind tells me Shamil. My heart tells me, I guess it's Brando. So I'm going Brando first round knockout. And it seems like I'm literally just going with the hometown guy in every single one of these fights.
Yes.
I literally have, now that I'm looking at it, I genuinely have not picked against an Australian or New Zealander.
For our next fight, there's no information on our Ali.
But yeah, let us know what y'all think about that one. Brando, very interesting fighter in this weight class. Next up, Marwan Rahiki versus Ali Schmid. Marwan, I don't remember that he fought actually pretty recently, like a month or two ago.
Oh, good.
It was that one card that had like 6 wars on it. Like the card that I was saying was like maybe the best of the year. This guy is a beast, man. He is an extremely aggressive striker. I did say at the time, and I still think so now, I'm a little bit scared when he goes against more technical striker because he gets hit a lot.
Oh, yeah, he fought the Woody.
Yeah. The British dude that he beat the shit out of, right? Is that the guy I'm thinking of?
100%.
Yeah, the block-headed British guy. Yeah, this guy's a beast. Really exciting. Really ultra aggressive on the feet. I don't know too much about Ali Schmid, but I'm going to Marwan Rahiki by round 2 TKO. A really exciting prospect to me.
100%.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this fight. You guys got to lock in. Honestly, for this card in general. Genuinely top to bottom, I'm excited for literally every fight other than Ben Johnson versus Wes Schultz, purely because I don't know them. But it could still be a good fight. But yeah. What do you have any thoughts on this? No. I don't think you're too familiar with either of these guys.
No, I do. You will be. I do see Rakihi coming up in the division. Seems like a very talented prospect.
Yeah.
But we got that flyweight division, which is my boy's favorite division. We got Tim Elliott versus Steve Urkic. Urseg. This is a tough fight for Urseg. I'm not gonna lie.
Think so?
Tim Elliott is just an edger, man.
Do you really like using that word today?
I know. It's because I keep thinking about that little rat. It's like the casino always has the edge.
Has been on a little bit of a downswing recently.
Yeah.
I mean, he did beat Ode Osborne last year. Lost to Moreno before that. Okay, I guess he hasn't been on that much of a downswing. But just kind of he's literally been like win one, lose one. Win one, lose one.
Yeah. But Tim Elliott, I feel like he's going to be a very nasty fight for him.
He's so scrappy.
Because everybody else has been like technical to an extent. And then Tim Elliott's just not his thing. I personally think Tim Elliott's gonna get the win.
Wow, that's a big upset if that's the case. To be honest with you, but I respect the call, and I see what you're saying. I think a younger Tim Elliott, a more durable Tim Elliott, could give Urseg some problems just because he is really scrappy in there, and he's a really weird style. I just think Urseg is gonna find a finish at some point. Mm-hmm. I think if it does go to the ground, which I think it will at some point, just due to both them being willing to grapple, I think Urseg is going to submit him, honestly.
100%, I agree.
But I get the love for Tim Elliott. But yeah, I got Urseg round 2 submission.
100%.
I think if he lost to Tim Elliott, then he's not the fighter that I thought he was, because this is a guy that had an extremely competitive fight with Pantoja.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
He almost won that fight. It was really, really close.
Did he fight Pantoja?
Yeah. He did a while ago. It was a really, really close fight. I'm not saying that I disagree with it, but I'm just saying he really made me think highly of him.
Okay.
In that fight. So I got Urseg sub round 2, bounce back. I think he's going to get some more momentum again in this division. But flyweight is full of killers, man.
Yeah, it is. I love that division, and you're making me grow a lot more.
Yeah, man.
We have our next fight, which is our welterweight fight versus Jack Maladana. I'm just kidding. I skipped over the Dariush fight versus... Look,
it's
guys.
Kind of a wash, man.
Do you guys not like Beneil Dariush? Do you guys want him to have CTE and not mumble his name? Dude, this dude you have been knocking my boy out since fucking 6 fights ago. Jesus Christ. Brother, I think Quillian's going to really win this one. I don't think Beneil has any answers for him. He doesn't even defend his face like that. So I don't know.
He doesn't defend his face like that. It's hilarious. Like, okay, honestly, Dariush is one of these guys though that like we always disrespect him, and then sometimes he comes out and surprises us.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
I hope
but
so.
But Quillen, to me, I know this guy's really hyped up, so it always scares me in these matchups when it just seems so obvious what's gonna happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I still cannot pick Dariush in this fight. I'm gonna go, what I wrote down in my notes
is Brett Dariush ranked anymore?
Yeah, can you do me a favor and look at his record real quick? I kind of want to see. Yeah, or ranking.
Or Dariush specifically?
Sure, sure. I don't remember. I feel like he's won not that long ago. Honestly,
current MMA streak is?
Who did he fight last? Anyways, I wrote down in my note Quillen Salakid by murder versus Dariush. So I think if it stays on the feet, Dariush is getting his head kicked into another solar system.
Oh, he won against Renato Moicano.
Yeah. That was kind of a surprising win.
So, and then he lost against Saint Denis.
Okay, but yeah, that's the thing. I think Moicano is a lot less of a dangerous fighter than Salakid on the feet. You know what I mean? For Dariush.
That's crazy that he beat Moicano.
It's very impressive. Moicano and Dariush are such weird fighters in the lightweight division. I feel like they just have weird wins and losses. But yeah, I'm not going to give a specific prediction. I just think that Salakid is going to finish him at some point. We all know Dariush doesn't have a great chin. He's really good on the ground. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's more competitive on the ground than some might suspect, just because Salakid does have a really good ground game. But yeah, I see him getting the finish at some point in this fight. What do you think?
That's it, really.
It's hard to not pick him, honestly.
A jab could probably knock out Beneil Dariush. And it's not even that I don't like him. I love him as a person. I love him as a fighter. There's so much damage.
Yeah.
So much damage. And it's vicious damage, too.
Yeah, man. He's been done badly in a few of his fights. And honestly, that's all I have to say about that fight.
Same.
Moving on. Extremely exciting main event.
This is one of the fantasy-made fucking fights, man. This is
exactly what I was gonna say.
This takes years to kind of come up with. These two fighters meeting face to face is kind of like
one of the best matchups you can make in the UFC from a striking perspective.
Oh my, this is
the creme de la creme of high-ranked striking matchups.
Bro, this makes me want to hit a fat kid at Target, dude.
Bro,
this is
I'm ready
insane.
To smoke a cigarette, get my nose broken, and then fucking elbow the shit out of somebody.
Bro, and the thing is, like, we were trying to decide.
It's really hard to pick on this one, man.
And the funny thing is, I don't care. I don't care who wins.
I'm not going to be that
It's
sad,
one of those fights where I know they're safe in the division.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay. They're going to beat the creme of the creme. But I don't. Who wins against them? And it's hard. We were talking about technical. We were talking about brawlers. We were talking about point fighters. We were talking about this. Man. We were talking about that. I know that they're going to fight.
If this is not a good fight, I'm going to be in disbelief.
It has to be. So now for a little bit of predictions, because we promised you guys predictions. Remember, go out, like, subscribe, comment below. Hit that notification button so we can know to get to you guys as often as we can, whenever we can, at any moment of the day.
Yes, sir.
Predictions.
You want me to just go for my predictions first?
Oh, 100%.
You need time to think about it?
Yeah.
And again, struggling. I do not feel confidently either way, and I honestly agree with you. I don't really give a shit who wins. I would be happy with either guy winning as long as it is a competitive fight.
Yeah.
I just hope we get to see more
these
of
monsters.
The style that we love from both of these guys. I just say what I think about the matchup a little bit, and I think I will arrive at a prediction after I speak about this.
100%, Bobby.
We've only seen Prates lose in the UFC to Ian Gary, who is a very high level striker. In all degrees, honestly. A very strong outside kind of point fighter. I say that with respect. He's an extremely skilled fighter. That gave Prates a lot of problems. And even in that scenario, we saw him almost finish Ian Gary in that fight. I don't think he has fought anyone in the UFC that he hasn't almost finished.
No,
I don't think it's happened.
Nope.
Which is extremely impressive. He's very, very well-rounded on the feet. I think he's a lot higher skilled than I initially thought on the feet. I think at first I was like, this is going to be a fun guy. He's going to knock some people out. but he strikes kind of weirdly sometimes, honestly. And I think sometimes it's just his dimensions, just how he looks. Yes. You know what I mean? He looks really weird. His waist is so high. Not that matters. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, his Muay Thai is just impeccable. We've seen him finish amazing UFC fighters. People that don't get finished a lot, even. Yeah. This guy has scary power, which I think I forget. His power is really like that. And then on the other side, we have JDM, who I think after that, I'm not saying this is my prediction, but I think after that Islam loss, this fight has the potential to be like sort of, okay, we forgot how good this guy is, man. And I know you know that. He was one of your favorite fighters, probably still is. You know what I mean? That was a tough loss against Islam, but Islam is one of the greatest fighters of all time and one of the greatest grapplers of all time. Yes. And I don't think that really matters in this fight at all, honestly. Prates is not going to be coming in here with a grappling game plan.
I think they'll do some clinch fencing, but only to catalyze, be a catalyst for their striking.
And I'll let you dive into what you have to say soon. I just have a little bit more that I want to say about this fight. I think that, like I said, the only guy we saw Prates have huge issues with was with Ian Gary. And I think JDM is really, really different than Ian Gary. They're both really technical strikers, but JDM is a lot more... He wants to exchange with you a lot more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's a lot more inside the pocket type of striker. He's still really technical. He can fight on the outside, but he's not going to sit on the outside. Mm-hmm. He's going to pressure you. He loves to hit the body. You can't do that from the outside. You know what I mean? He loves to close that distance, fight aggressively, fight in a pocket. And I think what this has led me to, and again, I don't feel very passionately about this, but I just think with JDM's style of fighting in that phone booth, I think Prates is going to be able to find the kill shot at some point.
I do agree.
And I'm scared I don't even want to say that. I honestly don't want to give a prediction about this fight. That is how 50-50 it is to me. But I just feel like, I don't know. Like, I think JDM is as good of a striker as Prates, but I think Prates really does have that death touch in some ways. Yeah. And we've seen it in all fucking areas of his body. And I'm just like, I just feel like he's going to hurt JDM at some point. And I don't even know if I believe that he's going to finish him necessarily. But I think if he hurts him, he's going to hurt him so badly that he's either finished or the fight looks almost completely different after he hurts him. You know what I mean?
I agree. Doesn't stop me from saying that JDM is going to IQ the shit out of Prates.
Could maybe take him down, honestly.
I think that
JDM's more well-rounded, I think.
I think so, but I don't. I think that JDM wants this to be a fight, stand-up fight.
Give his home crowd a show.
Yeah, and I think that he's mentally like in that mindset. Like you think you're a bitch from that last fight. You think you suck. You think all that stuff. Himself. He's like, it's not for this Prates fight. This home fight is not for them. It's for me. I need to remind myself that I am as good. I was a champion. That I am this guy. And if Prates beats JDM, that is title contention right there.
To the moon, baby. Oh, my God.
And I would love that because I would love to see Prates fight for a belt.
I don't want him to fight Islam.
No.
That's nasty work.
He beats Islam. We're like, what the fuck? This is such a weird thing.
That would be like a fucking movie plot. Yeah, I know. What I mean?
But I do think that JDM's so intelligent when he fights. And I think that he's going to edge every second he can against Prates.
Oh yeah, edge.
Jesus and I think he's going to take the victory. I would love it. I would love a TKO from JDM, but I think what's all gonna look into is this dangerous exchanges.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a decision, and I would love it to be a war.
Yeah, I'm honestly like, I can't say enough about how just genuinely curious I am to know how this fight plays out.
Oh, you know.
I feel like I can see it going a lot of different ways.
And we can find out on Saturday at 3 a.m.
Yeah, Jesus, man. Yeah, I do agree. I think JDM maybe has more ways to win the fight. Not that I think he's going to use those other ways.
No, I don't think so either.
But I think he is one of the best boxers we've seen in a while.
He's my favorite boxer in the UFC currently.
And I think Obviously, a totally different stylistic matchup. But just speaking to JDM and the respect that I have for him, that win against Bilal Muhammad was so impressive to me.
100%.
He beat the shit out of Bilal Muhammad, bro.
In every aspect.
In every area, bro.
The grappling, jiu-jitsu.
And his cardio is astounding. He can pressure you the whole
and
fight.
And he won't gas like Ian Gary.
Yeah, man. He can pressure you the whole fight. Dude.
Yeah.
And he has volume for you. And he has body work for you. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked, man. Prates got that little skinny frame. JDM body work could be nasty. I think there's going to be some crazy pocket exchanges in this fight.
I think so, too. I'm so nervous for those elbows that Prates is going to bring into the JDM's inside fighting.
That's what I see, yeah.
Maybe a clinch would be a good idea. But body shots, I love the chaos and the violence that's going to be on fucking Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. I think both guys are awesome. But, oh, my gosh. Prates fighting a former champion in the division is an insane feat of alone.
This guy is went so much further than I thought he would.
Oh,
and I liked him.
I
just didn't see it being like this. You know what I mean?
And this is what I really wanted, for him to get pushed this hard, because I knew how good he was. Because I think we were having a conversation and you're like, oh, maybe he fights for a belt next year. I was like, no, this year he's going to fight for a belt. And 3 fights in, and he's fighting former champion JDM.
You better hope Ian Gary wins that belt, to be honest, bro.
Oh, that's the only way. Does Islam stick around in this division?
He might retire soon.
I know. That's a lot on his body.
This welterweight division is nasty now, man. It is really arguably the best division in the UFC right now.
This sounds kind of like a hater for a split second, but I would love someone to take that belt away from Islam. Before he retires, just because real recognizes real. Islam is a dog. He is a goat on the mounts. But I'm tired of you.
I get that. I totally understand that. And honestly, you can see it one of two ways. You can see it in the way that it's cool to see these champions go out on a win, and it really solidifies their record. But you can also see it in the way of, this is the sport we love, and sometimes I want to see these young guys rip the hearts out of these old champions, because now you're the guy.
Yeah.
They're not talking about, oh, this guy retired. Would you have beat him? Would you not have beat him?
Nope.
I did it.
Yeah.
And now I'm the guy. Whatever that guy did before, however many title defenses he had, I beat him. I don't care. You know what I mean? It solidifies the new champion when they win the belt off the old champion, obviously.
And to piggyback off that, it's like your guys' style has become it's the cheese method, you know? Like, oh, did you beat the boss? Yeah, but I kind of cheesed them, just to let you know. Like, that's the style they got. They're so good. And sometimes when they get pulled into leaving that style for a little bit, then we see people really beat them, or they beat a little bit more better. Like that Dustin Poirier fight with Islam was so much fun.
It's pretty surprising
because they were boxing, because they were exchanging on there. It wasn't just Islam holding JDM down. It wasn't just Hazmat holding DDP down. It was exchanges. It was hard. It was fun. It was a story. And I think, look, win is a win, and I stand by that all day.
Of course.
But I do. I
don't think it's not. You know what? No, continue. Sorry.
I don't want to say. I want right now that we're in an era of straight competitive striking, straight competitive fighting right now. And Islam's style is not that. It's, I'm going to hold you down until I win, or I'm going to smother you until I win. I'm going to do something to prevent the competition from taking place, because I'm going to steal the competition and I'm just going to get you. And that's kind of like what their style is. It's always been their Dagestani style. But to that I say, we're tired of that era a little bit. Like it's been too much a little bit. We're in an era of Tapouriers. We're in the era of JDMs, Prates, Ian Gary's, Pantojas. These monsters where
Pereira,
every fight, and even Alexander Vanas,
going for it.
We're going, we're winning, we're taking. And that's the era that is fun for the organization. It's fun for fans. But even then, it's fun for the fighters. It's fun for the fighters to be in there and feel a clash of wills. But when Islam or people like that style kind of smother you and take you into that. It's not even deep wonders. It's just they're stealing.
Kind of sucks the air out of it a little bit.
You're taking the possibility of me losing properly into this moment like, dang it. All right, I know I can't get out of this. You know I can't get out of this. So now I'm just fucking sad.
Yeah. And what I was going to say is, like, I don't want people to, like, misinterpret how I speak about these fights that are, like, dominant in the grappling and sometimes you could argue are a little bit holding people down. When I say, I always give respect to those performances, and I think you do the same, and we always say a win is a win. You were the better fighter. Yeah. You're the better MMA fighter, you know what I mean? The more skilled martial artist in implementing your skills and your talents and what you're good at, and I'll always give respect to that. I mean, GSP, he had a lot of boring fucking fights, to be honest with you, but we all respected what he did, who he beat. But that doesn't mean I'm going to tell other people, you have to love watching this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have no problem with people saying, that's not for me. That's my thing. To me, as grapplers, there's fights that we watch that other people go, that was boring. And we go, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. But even myself, I'm not going to say that about the Khamzat DDP or the Islam JDM fight. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's honestly boring. It's not much of a fight. And again, like I said, we still respect those skills, but it doesn't live up to what we know it could be. You know what I mean? And it's not their fault. They're winning. You know what I mean?
But I do agree. That's the part where I'm like, I do think it's your fault.
Do they just need to push for a finish more? Or what?
No, they could have finished. We know they could have finished.
Yeah.
The guy's mentally dead, physically fatigued.
Yeah.
I know that you can just stop being chest to chest for a little bit and drop elbows until they decide to give up then.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's my thing about it is like, it's not even that the grappling's bad or this or that.
It's the style of grappling, right? I mean, it's the mentality of it.
Yeah. It's like you're riding a pony in a one fucking person show to race. Like you're just riding it until you get to the finish line, and that race is boring. And I can't blame them per se. No,
because it's like they're not breaking any rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a ref's fucking job to split them up, which arguably maybe they should have done that. You know what I mean?
I think they should be a little bit more intense on that grappling portion. Because in my head, I'm like, look, if we take grappling for what it is and really make some changes on that aspect that people have made criticisms about. Dana, you've said criticisms about. The judges have criticisms on the judge card. But like you can make changes into like active, lethal attempts, hitting, significance. Because if not, you'll make a 5-minute round turn into a 3-minute round because of how
long this is going, or
long
whatever,
the exchanges.
Slow it's going. And honestly, the more you're saying this, you're honestly winning me over because like it's not like we're seeing this and we're going, we don't want you guys to grapple. We hate this style of fighters. It's like the funny thing is like they would still have won those fights if they weren't allowed to hold them down. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. Is they're that good. That's what we want to see. Yeah.
Because you can still take them down.
Do we really think that Islam would lose the fight if they stood him up in those positions?
No,
absolutely
he would take
him back down. Yeah. But it's like just pursue action a little bit more. Would DDP beat Khamzat if they didn't allow him to hold him down in those positions? No.
And that's why I was like, you guys, you're the wolf of the division. Yeah. Starching everywhere. You picked up what's his name and talked to Dana on the corner, and then slammed him and took him. You're a monster. Yeah. Islam, you've done that. You're a monster. True. Why now at a championship level defense, you stop being that?
I get avoiding risk. I understand that they're like fuck it. I'm getting a paycheck. It really doesn't do anything. It doesn't really fuck me over.
But the difference is they're two guys that don't care about paychecks even before then.
That's true.
They never cared about money. They just want to win and kill people.
That's true. But it's like risk averse to a degree that's like crazy. You know what I mean?
I do agree. Maybe in their heads they're like, if I let this guy up, like they're gonna get me a little bit, and I want to make sure that I don't get got. But to that I say, this new era of competition is thriving. Yeah. I do want some of these champions to either live up to that. Yeah. Fight it, destroy it, solidify yourself, or step out of the way and let the division run itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And that's all I have to say about
I'm
that
just
conversation.
saying.
But I thought it was a very interesting.
100%. And you
perspective.
guys, I totally forgot you guys were there. Let me know through your comments, your lovely
feel?
comments, and your notification bells, and your likes and subscribing, and share it to a friend that might have some questions about things. And for the next segment, I'm gonna make it fun. I'm gonna give you guys a baby breakdown way to get your friends into martial arts, MMA.
Oh, that's a good. We're looking forward to that next week, and damn sure to be on the lookout for our episode this coming Wednesday, because we will be predicting UFC 328. So, man, we're gonna end this episode very soon, but bro, we got Khamzat versus Strickland, Joshua Van versus Tyra, Volkov versus Waldo Costa. We got Brady versus Buckley, King Green versus Jeremy Stevens, Ateba Gutierrez versus Ozzy Diaz, Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov, who is a PFL champion who's 29-1. Grant Dawson versus Matsues Rebecki. Juan Blachowicz blew his ACL. Roman Kopylov is fighting on this card.
This is
bangers after bangers. We got one of this dudes who's Khamzat's friend who got like a fucking there's bangers on this card, bro. Banger, banger, banger. So tune in next week, Wednesday, every week. Rain, snow, hail, sunshine. We will be here. We love you guys. Thank you very much, and we will see you next week.
Yes.